Giving Tuesday is a really significant giving day. There's a lot of revenue that comes in on Giving Tuesday. It happens the Tuesday after the US Thanksgiving holiday. So in between, you have Black Friday.
The whole world gone crazy!
And you've got Cyber Monday and Small Business Saturday. So there's a lot of focus in those few days around buying things and getting things for ourselves, and sometimes gift giving. Giving Tuesday is intentionally focused on recentering ourselves around giving back in a meaningful way to others, to try to make an impact on a meaningful cause, to try to make a meaningful impact on the world through our giving, through our donations. It's a really significant day. In fact, there is, are you ready?
$1 million. Oh my God. Sorry.
$3.1 billion that's estimated that comes in on Giving Tuesday in the combination of online donations as well as direct mail. Now, we measured the year-end season from November 15th all the way through December 31st. Giving Tuesday brought in 5% of revenue over that 45-day period. That's a lot of donations all in one day. So how the heck do you make the most of Giving Tuesday, of December 31st, of the last week of the year, of the year-end season as a whole? What do you do? How do you improve it? How do you grow giving? How do you grow revenue? Now that we know what Giving Tuesday is and what it's all about and how much is just at stake in terms of revenue on Giving Tuesday, let's look at a few examples of what you can actually do to get the best results possible. The very first thing we're going to look at is how to use text messages in order to increase giving on Giving Tuesday. What Yanni's going to share with you is a test where we added an SMS message to a campaign.
We've all probably heard like multi-channel is great and we should all be multi-channel and we should talk to donors and be ready for where they are. So we actually tested this for a year-end campaign. We ran it starting in Giving Tuesday all the way through the end of the year. And what we did is we took half the file and we just sent them the emails, and the other half actually got text messages. One on Giving Tuesday, one on December 31st. And the goal of this experiment was to see, does receiving an additional touch point, in this case a text message, actually motivate donors to give, or will they just respond to the emails or respond whenever they feel like? In this experiment, we actually saw a 27% increase when sending those text messages for a 97% level of confidence. So that to me is great. As many times as you can reach out to the donor in as many channels as possible, the greater your results are going to be for Giving Tuesday and a year-end campaign.
The second example that I want to unpack together today is what we call the donation interrupter. It is what it sounds like. It's interrupting you as you're making a donation, and it's trying to get you to move towards giving a monthly gift and even upgrade your gift in the middle of the donation process. So here's what it looks like. As someone comes to your donation page, they read the copy on your page, they're motivated to give, they're excited to make a donation, and they choose, I'm gonna give one time, I'm gonna choose a $50 donation. They add their first name, they add their last name, they add their email, they add their mailing address, and then they enter their credit card information. Then they're at the final point where they hit that donate button to make their gift, and we show them a little pop-up, an interrupter. It's interrupting the donation, and it says, hey, before we process your donation, would you consider something? And it moves into an appeal that's asking them to consider making their gift a monthly donation rather than just giving once. The critical part of this is that it makes a unique appeal to help them understand what's the specific impact that a monthly gift can make that a one-time gift can't. Now, we're not always asking for the same amount of money. If I'm going to give a $50 one-time donation, I might not choose to give a $50 monthly gift, so we might ask them to give something like $25 a month. A slightly lower amount now, but spread out over a period of time, it's going to lead to greater giving and greater impact.
In this experiment for this organization, we actually tested that, and you can probably see it says, before we process your gift, we have a special opportunity for you to consider. And we added some value prop and some reasons of why people should convert that one-time gift into a monthly gift. Now, as a normal consumer, you're probably thinking, oh, I hate pop-ups, it's interrupting my process. It really drives down conversion rates, and like this is why we test. And we actually saw for this organization, we had a 210% increase in recurring donors. So these are people that were ready to make a one-time gift. They had filled out all their information, and they changed their minds and said like, wait, actually, I want to make this a monthly gift, thereby increasing the long-term value of these donors. So it's a 210% increase with a 98% level of confidence. I know some platforms don't let you do this easily, but if you have the tech stack and you have the ability to do this, very interesting to test during a Giving Tuesday when you're going to get a high level of conversion anyways.
The third tactic that I want to look at is something that we call the faux forward. Now, anytime we're communicating in the inbox through email communication, we are always striving to be as personal as possible. We just want to connect with human beings on the other end because ultimately donors are humans and they want to give to people that they know and that they trust. So the more that we can behave like a genuine human being and not some fancy marketer in the inbox, the better results that we're going to see.
Can you just act like a human boy for 1 minute here? Look at me like a person.
Well, we've found that one of the most effective strategies is to just be a human. If I've sent you an email and I'm waiting on your response and I haven't heard from you, I typically am not going to go write you a brand new email. I'm going to go to the original one and I'm going to hit reply or I'm going to hit forward. I'm going to send it right back to you and add a quick little reminder and a quick little note at the top to say, hey, I haven't heard from you yet. Did you have a chance to take a look at this? It's a casual way of connecting with a human being one-to-one in the inbox. The faux forward mimics the same type of behavior that says, hey, I sent you this note. I just wanted to make sure that you had a chance to see it before the deadline. And then you can include the full copy below, just like a normal forward in the inbox.
I've always wondered if that actually works, or can you just do a resend of a Giving Tuesday morning email? So most people do multiple emails on Giving Tuesday itself. So we actually tested it. And in this experiment, we saw that the faux forward had a 73% increase in donations with a 99.9% level of confidence. Obviously in this experiment, it worked. So as you think through your email strategy, you may want to think about doing faux forwards or just some other things that make you stand out in the inbox during Giving Tuesday.
The last experiment that I want us to look at together around Giving Tuesday is not isolating just one specific thing. Oftentimes when we think about A/B testing, most people think that you can only test one individual item at a time, and that's generally true. But in this case, we've tested a lot of different concepts and tactics and principles, and we wanted to see on Giving Tuesday, how do they work together to improve results. So Yanni is going to unpack for us an experiment where he implemented a handful of different principles and tactics and saw a significant improvement in overall Giving Tuesday results.
In this experiment, we basically tested a radical redesign of a Giving Tuesday landing page. This organization, their Giving Tuesday offer has been premium focused. They offer a daily devotional. Usually Giving Tuesday is the launch of that. That is their best performing offer throughout the year. And we wanted to test whether a radical redesign of this landing page actually made an impact. For this organization, we removed images of senior people. We led with the solution rather than the match. This is a match campaign that the organization runs. We added some value prop and some impact statements of what a donor will actually help accomplish with a gift on Giving Tuesday. The old page had a lot of friction in terms of important instructions. Please click here. They tend to have an older audience, so those instructions are sometimes helpful. But we know those create friction. And we also changed the layout to be a little bit more linear, a little bit more modern and fresh. All these changes working together led to a 29% increase in conversions with a 98% level of confidence. It also led to a 121% increase in revenue. So essentially, removing friction, making the landing page simple, giving the donor a reason to give actually works. Shocking, yes, I know. But this is a reason why we test, and this is the design of the page that we've rolled out since we ran this experiment.
Here's the deal, friends. There is a lot of revenue at stake on Giving Tuesday. We said that 5% of your year-end fundraising revenue might come in on Giving Tuesday. But the reality is it's not the only day of importance during the year-end season. In fact, if you don't hit your goal on Giving Tuesday, I don't want you to lose heart because there's still tremendous opportunity coming at the end of the year. In fact, the vast majority of donations and revenue come in during the last week of December, and then specifically the last day of December on New Year's Eve. We've even seen that people's motivation to give to you is that much higher during the last week, significantly higher than even on Giving Tuesday, which is already a very highly active day of giving. To help unpack this for us, I had a good conversation with my friend Adam O'Brien at iDonate, and they have access to lots of data around donation pages and donation page giving, and he's going to unpack some of that data to show us just how much more revenue is at stake as we get deeper into the year-end season.
So Giving Tuesday, perhaps, in my opinion, maybe a little hot take, has been viewed wrong over the last handful of years by so many nonprofits. What was once a day that was seen as really a boon for nonprofits, where you could get a huge lift in donations captured and converted at the end of the year, has slowly seen a decline. Now, what does that mean? I think that it's actually a couple different things. It's a smaller part of a larger campaign. Like, nonprofits need to stop looking at the waterfall aspect of a single day, rely on that. It's probably a piece of a larger puzzle that lasts 60 days of the year, right? It's a little bit different to how we've looked at that traditionally. Now, what we saw in 2023 backs up this idea of, hey, maybe it's just a matter of being more donor-centric. Maybe Giving Tuesday is for those first-time donors or those one-time donors, and that's okay. It's about giving donors the way to give that they want to. We're changing. The way people are giving is changing, how and when they're doing it, right? You think about where Giving Tuesday falls, paychecks, money coming free, the end-of-year push, like, it all makes sense. But your job as a nonprofit, start your end-of-year giving 60 days ahead of time and tell your existing donors up front the key giving moments. Giving Tuesday is one of those, right? But also the year-end push. Let them know how those donations are impacting your mission. Maybe you do see Giving Tuesday continue to decline, but you see a boost in that year-end, the last week of time giving. Overall, we saw that almost 3x more donations were captured from iDonate donation forms in the end of the year last year. It's about understanding why your donors are giving, when they're giving, and how to facilitate capturing those donations as much as you can.
There is so much giving that happens during the month of December, from Giving Tuesday all the way through the end of the year, and you have to have a cohesive plan ready to communicate with donors in order to see that revenue come in order to grow the impact of your organization. Thanks so much for giving us some time today to learn about some of these proven and data-driven approaches to growing giving. If you want to learn even more approaches and strategies on how to grow giving and generosity throughout the year, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss a single video from NextAfter as we unpack data-driven approaches to unleash greater generosity. Now, through the NextAfter Institute, we have a course that is all about year-end fundraising for online fundraisers, where we unpack an entire communication strategy to drive your communication to grow results over the year-end season, using data, using experimentation to show you what works and what doesn't to grow giving. You can get full access to that course if you go sign up for a 30-day free trial of a NextAfter Institute membership. That's also going to give you access to lots of other courses covering things like donation pages, email fundraising, donor acquisition, A/B testing, analytics, and a whole bunch more. So if you want to dive deeper, sign up for a free 30-day trial and dive into the year-end fundraising course.